Last time on the Empire Initiative. Zaris Umbermore is harboring a dark secret enchanted to cause them pain if they try to reveal it. Meanwhile, the Crusaders continue their fight against the ooze. Zevari explained that they need a sample of the ooze for a spell to break the curse on Zaris. As Rain delivered the final blow of the fight, she found herself briefly connected to a psychic hive mind that manifests as countless eyes, including Emperor Dane's. After the battle was over, the Leap Syndicate finally arrived. Boulder was prepared to kill Tauren on the spot and would have done so if not for Dart's intervention. The cave goes deeper, but the party needs rest before exploring further. Zevari, Rain, and Drift curled up with Flux, while the frogs sing themselves to sleep, and for the first time in many years, Dart is able to rest peacefully with his own kind. This is episode 28, Risky Business.
You guys all crawled onto the hospital bed that is Flux.
Flux bed.
Flux is so tired.
Yeah, Flux is probably going to need a break after this. I'm not going to lie.
But
I was thinking about that.
He won't let up.
Yeah.
Like, he will do what he needs to for Rain until he's doing the same thing Rain is doing.
Yeah. You're
Just like his mama.
learning from you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so you guys had curled up together, and Drift is curled up at your guys' feet. Because the cave is wet. So there's nowhere else to lay, really. Obviously, Dart's people don't mind.
For Dart's people, finding a puddle to sleep in is like that first fleece blanket you got, but it's the 90s fleece.
I wouldn't know a damn thing about
Like
it.
that's thick.
Fleece was extra special in the 90s because it was unfamiliar to us. It hadn't become ubiquitous.
So yeah, Boulder and Keen are going to take turns doing shifts throughout the night. Boulder, if anybody had asked, Boulder will say he always does night shifts, and then usually one other of the older frogs. So they'll switch off. Rain.
Yes, God.
How'd you sleep?
I don't feel great, but I feel just she slept out of exhaustion, but was tossing and turning because she just kept seeing flashes of eyes staring at her.
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty accurate. While you're sleeping and you're drifting in and out of sleep, you're struggling to really get a good solid sleep. About a few hours in, the choruses of the frogs have stopped. Boulder is awake sort of near the mouth of the cave, just kind of standing still. He's not really doing anything. He's just inside the cave enough to be in it, but also it's still raining, so the rain is kind of spraying him a little bit with a mist, and he's sort of enjoying that while he's keeping watch. You are kind of rustled awake a little bit. Can you make a intelligence save for me?
A nat 1. Plus 6. So 7.
You start to wake up, and as soon as your eyes flutter open, you immediately notice that someone is in your head. There is a prodding feeling as something is rooting around in your surface level thoughts, which are right now probably what the fuck is going on. Mm-hmm. And you also you're not quite awake, so you're still semi sleep paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of feel, so what are your surface thoughts here?
Girl, you did too much. You did way too much.
Damn near in Zavari's voice.
What were you thinking?
So you can you can feel this presence, and because you failed your save, it is it is definitely having its intended effect on you. That being said, this is a spell, or a spell-like ability. This is like a presence, right? Like you've started to get used to, unfortunately, psionics and how these types of things feel. So you can feel a presence in your head. Make an insight check against that presence with advantage because it's in your head.
In your head.
In your head.
I understood that reference.
17.
A 17. So this is like a very shallow probing into your intention. It's like you get the feeling that whatever is targeting you was trying to figure out if what you did was intentional. I will have it roll an insight check, and you let me know how well you think it did. They're trying to, like, it's kind of like you feel like it's trying to suss you out, and not necessarily like it's looking for specific information.
Yeah.
It's like more just like it's trying to see like what's she doing now that this has happened.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like, if that makes sense. Like, that's what you got from your insight check, because it's pretty good. So you can tell it's not like reaching in and looking for secrets. It's like and it got a 16 on its insight.
So they know she did it on purpose, but she also doesn't really know anything. Like, she did it on purpose, but doesn't know what she was getting into. She just had made a connection and was curious to see what it was. Not that she is purposefully trying to find out what it was.
Right. Like, it's like, you were following a hunch.
A hunch.
And you weren't sure what would come of it. And what came of it was something that you weren't expecting and you don't believe you were prepared for.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the information that it is able to get from you. And once that happens and that passes, like, it's like your heartbeat returns back to normal, and then you're like, that sleep paralysis wears off. And so you're like awake in the middle of the night, aware that someone was just rooting around in your head. And you also feel like just a general, like, light pressure on like the middle of your forehead.
Yeah.
Like, just, it doesn't hurt or anything. Okay. And you weren't harmed.
Was I able to see their eyes or anything? Like, okay, so what I feel like, okay. Was I able to see anything of them, particularly their eyes? Or just, was it more of I was feeling their presence?
It was like you were feeling them. You weren't seeing them.
Okay.
That's kind of like, that was kind of my thought, is that like you woke up and your eyes like opened, so you could see the cave,
right,
but you could feel like an intrusion.
Okay.
So you didn't see anything. Although, like, from your experience from having like different mind flares and such in your head, like, there is somewhat of in the same way that like you would recognize somebody's voice.
It's like
you can get to know like what somebody's consciousness feels like. So if that person tried to root around in your head again, it's likely, person, thing, whatever, it's likely that you would probably be like, okay, that's that same thing. You know what I mean? And so maybe you could recognize it at some point, but right now you can't coordinate it with an eye.
Yeah. So Rain stirs awake.
Definitely a little bit of information, I think.
Yeah. Rain stirs awake, pants, like, make sure Zevari's okay. Like, that like Zevari isn't feeling the same thing. And then, like, checking on everyone else, like, sitting up. I feel like she would... Is Boulder still at, like...
So when you sit up, Boulder will, like, turn and look at you, but, like, not... he's, he's not gonna, like, police your behavior or anything. He's just, oh, you're awake. He's aware, but he's not doing anything. I mean, he has no reason to think that anything's off.
So Rain is going to sit up in bed. And
he's doing like the Vegeta thing in the rain.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Goodness.
Let the rain
Anyway,
fall
sorry, go
down.
ahead.
So she's going to grab out of her not diplomat's pouch, her bag of holding, like a spare notebook that's just been rattling around at the bottom.
Well, there's always one, yeah.
Yeah. And
It's got like one list in it.
Yeah. She rips that list out because only 3 things are scratched off out of the 30. And starts the first half is just she marks, like, journals what, like, that intrusion and what that felt like and when it happened. And then the second half is she's just going to start doodling the eyes that she saw when she was connected.
Ooh, okay. That's cool.
And trying to remember as many of them as she possibly can, because that's the only information she really has. Is like, she thinks like the eyes are like can tell a lot about a person, whether they are like polymorphed or changed or whatever, if they have like the same intent in eyes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's definitely, there are definitely a window to
The soul.
about the soul. Yeah, I would say that that's probably canon. Yeah, at least to some effect, obviously.
So Rain starts drawing all the eyes that she saw, all the sets of eyes, and trying to like cluster them and seeing how close they were to Emperor Dane in the center. She's just like Charlie Daying what little information she has.
Okay, yeah.
The red string theory.
Yeah, and like definitely, and like you definitely notice that there were eyes that belonged to different species of creatures. All of the eyes gave you like an intelligence, if that makes sense. Okay, Martha. I don't know. Sorry. But yeah, so all of the eyes gave you kind of like an intelligent presence. I would say, it was a pretty intense moment. And you lived it inside of your head. So I'd say you remember it really well. And I don't think you need to like roll for how well you depicted your eyes, if that makes sense. I would say that this will give you, having made the effort to do this, will give you a bonus to your history checks involving these eyes in the future.
I'm writing bonus to eye rolls.
Bratty.
We'll say it's like, what would be significant though? Because like, we'll say it's your proficiency modifier.
Damn, so I get plus double proficiency basically.
Yeah, so it's what I'm saying is that basically like the likelihood of, if it's possible to recognize people with these eyes, like actual people out there, you will be able to do it probably.
A plus 12.
You're pretty confident that you'll be able to do it.
Good God.
Yeah.
Plus 12 for eye rolls.
Pretty
It's so
confident.
bratty.
But yeah, so you're sitting up, you're drawing.
I thought about getting up, but she knows if she gets up, like, she could wake up Zevari, so she's just gonna, like, stay there and draw as many eyes as she possibly can, because there were hundreds of them.
If nobody else is, like, disturbed by that or anything, the night passes uneventfully. The rain, a lot of creatures are kind of settled down for the night, and nothing of note happens. It settles. The rain starts to settle by the morning, and everybody, if you were able to go back to sleep, you wake up and you see this dark inside. You weren't. Yeah,
I got a 2.
So, Zevari and Dart, when you guys wake up and you see the inside of this cave, you're in this damp, dark, sort of cold, cave with like it has that cave smell. And it's definitely like reminiscent of your time in the Underdark, traveling and meeting all these weird creatures and traveling with Coronon. And it's just like, you immediately are just hit with this like fucking, I wouldn't say it's nostalgia. It's like deja vu almost.
Terror.
And it's like it almost maybe takes a minute. Maybe not for Dart, because I mean, I don't know how Dart's dealing with everything right now. I guess we can explore that. But like, I guess maybe for Zevari, it's like for a minute, it's like, I'm there. And you don't even realize, like, it takes a second to orient yourself and you're like, wait, I'm on Flux.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Dart, how are you feeling as you awake this morning?
I'm divided on my response to this, to be honest.
That's fair.
There's part of me that wants to say that, like, resting with my fellow frog folk was, like, particularly rejuvenating. I'm very, like, relieved to be in their presence. But there's also, like, a small part of me that wants to burst awake and be like, Gogglers! Oh, God, it was just a dream.
Oh, having flashbacks too. I'm right there with you, buddy.
But no, I feel like I probably slept well. I slept in a moist place. Sorry, just someone said wet earlier, and I was like, that was the perfect opportunity to use the most hated word in the English language. Moist.
I don't mind moist.
Yeah. And then all my frog buddies, my frog babies.
Yeah, for the like you're like sleeping with your kind for the first time in years, and you sang with your kind for the first time in years last night.
Yeah,
there's probably a lot of revelry, really.
And we sang the most popular song in frog folk history. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? But, like, also, I feel like I have to be very cognizant of what's going on because, like, I've still got Talrand and Boulder here in the same cave, and I feel like that's it's like a dicey situation. It's cause for concern.
For sure. And yeah, and speaking of, like, when everybody's, like, finally up, Dart, you probably often wake up before everyone, I'm guessing. You immediately notice that Boulder is standing and just staring at Talron, who's asleep. But he's not near him. He's just standing there and staring at him. Good morning, my king. The prisoner is secure.
So I'm trying to think of how I would phrase my exact response. I feel like Boulder is, like, alarmingly dutiful. Alright. Is that the right phrasing for that? I guess. Like, I don't want to give Talrin the impression that we're, like, gonna explore this cave as, like, a new home for the frog folk, just in case Talrin was, like, a problem later. Mm-hmm. I don't want them to, like, be exposed to that kind of danger. So I feel like I need to give him some kind of non-cave related space, some reason to be out and about before I, like, take the frogs cave spelunking. Oh man.
Do you want to consult your teammates?
Yeah, I hate the situation I've put myself in. There's, like, no way to make a good decision without it, like, putting people at risk. Like, it's just, it's the worst. Man. On the other hand, though, like, the more I involve him, the more, like, potentially empathetic he might become to the frog folk, which could be good in the long run as well.
He does hear the toll of the bell.
And he seemed to have, like, a slight change of, like, opinion on the frog folk when he saw us all, like, peacefully not being slaughtered and eaten.
He saw them as something other than food.
People. Word. It's like the first time you look at baby chicks, not as nuggets. Man. Any thoughts, you guys, on our next move? Because I genuinely have no idea what to do.
Well, if we do involve Talrin more, for peace of mind, I can use Gaius on him, so that way he can't tell anyone where the frogs are located for 30 days.
How exactly does that work?
Basically, he is like compelled to do what I say, and if he acts in a way other than that, he takes a shit ton of damage.
I guess my feeling is, as like, I don't like thinking of myself as a leader in this group. It feels weird. But I feel like you can't get any trust if you don't give any.
Well, then we gotta trust him.
And like we did, because we let him have his sword back for momentarily, and he didn't act like a piece of shit when we gave it to him. He was cool, but he could just be playing that long con. Oh man, I feel like I'm stuck in one of those planning quagmires where I can't proceed further because there's so many options and there's so many potential consequences, and I feel stuck. I mean, I guess you were going to say something, Rain?
Rain is just still scribbling in her notebook, trying to get as many eyes as possible. I have to decide now if Rain's going to tell them.
Yeah, you do. Real quick though, before you continue, I just wanted to let you know that Rain is still probably sore, but is no longer suffering negative mechanical effects from the illness. But you know, if you push it again, you're gonna crash harder next time. But yeah, you're probably just a little sore now. Like you had a really, really rough workout the night before.
I don't know. And she slams her book shut. I don't know what to say because I feel like if I say anything, I'm just gonna add to the complication of the situation. But I messed up, y'all. Someone was in my head last night.
Anyone familiar?
I don't think so. Right?
No.
No one who hasn't been there before. I don't think they got anything major, but they know I did it on purpose to try to connect to whatever the fuck that ooze was connected to. So at this point, we're stuck in a wet fucking cave. At some point, we're just gonna have to do the thing. And in this situation, I think it's trust Talrin. At least a little bit.
I agree with the notion of trusting Talrin outside of forcing him into a certain way of action. That's the only thing we can do, or killing him.
So, I guess before we pursue any larger goals, we just need to make sure that the cave is safe for the Leap Syndicate to stay in for the time being.
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking that it's not assured, but likely that the cave is probably pretty safe beyond this point because we killed the incredibly dangerous thing that absorbed whatever came near it.
They just need to be able to defend it for the next thing that tries to come and take its home.
Yeah, so we just need to be able to guarantee that it's unoccupied now that we got rid of that thing. So I feel like you and you should stay at the front with Talrin. Maybe Drift 2. And I will take Boulder and explore the further, because the entrance to the rest of the cave was small, like frog folk small, right?
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's tight. Yeah, you could. Daru could fit with you guys, but
I feel like me and Boulder can probably. We can squeeze through, you see, because our bodies are made from fluid-filled canals.
That's how that works.
Right,
Had no idea.
Right, so we can
we're
probably,
slippery too.
Yeah, yeah. So, like a latex glove filled with lube. Like that's
Gross.
yeah. That's what our bodies are like. It's real sexy. I know. Say,
Dart, please
gross.
go now.
You mispronounced sexy. Gross isn't even close.
Oh my god.
I finally got to use it. That's so good. Okay. Does that seem like agreeable? And like, I'm also leaving you guys with like the rest of the Leap Syndicate, and so I feel like they're probably going to want to like interact with Talrin, and I feel like
arts and crafts.
that's okay on like a certain level because I sort of want to like.
They need to have a very mediated town hall.
Like, I want him to be more empathetic to them, and I want them to... But I don't want them to become, like, entirely unafraid of orcs, because, like...
I doubt that could happen.
At the current stage, they're still, like, a massive, massive threat to the frog folk. But, like... Not having Boulder around, I feel like, would facilitate things going in a more positive direction. And Boulder and I can handle exploring the rest of the cave. If that seems reasonable to you guys.
Yeah.
Raid is ready.
And I guess maybe... this would be a good opportunity, I think, to consider what our next move vis-a-vis Blood Harvester Vryn and rescuing the frog folks is going to be. Because... still seems like a pretty monumental task that I don't know how to approach.
Do we need to get stronger? I guess these are things that we can talk about while you're gone.
Let's think about how we sieged the last city.
With people. We don't have people.
So then let's get some people.
Let's reach out to the clock while you're gone.
I mean, I don't even know if we have time for that kind of thing. And it's like, is it possible to...
With a teleportation circle, a lot is possible.
Well, see, to me, the question is, do we want to try and just get the frog folk out? Or do we think that, like, infiltrating and, you know, cutting off the head of the snake, so to speak, will cause the rest of the operation to kind of unravel?
I feel like there's a lot of people who hate.
Because, like, Blood Harvester Vryn and whatever weird magical stuff he's doing behind closed doors... I feel like if we put a stop to that in particular, it would make figuring out what the rest of the plan is a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Drift will be like, yeah, we could also, like, potentially, if we figure out, because it seems like everybody knows that he's doing something, but they don't know what it is. So if we figure out what it is and expose him, maybe that would...
Remove the mask, the Amon mask. Drop flyers throughout the city.
It could, like, weaken his, you know, more people could hate him, hopefully.
And want to rebel.
I mean, long term, I find it's gonna be, I mean...
It's risky, though. Everything's risky.
That's the name of the episode.
Risky business.
Risky business.
I mean, what did it take for America, Germany, and Japan to become friends after World War II? Like 20 years? We can work this out.
I don't know if we're still friends.
I mean, that's a whole nother can of worms. Okay. Then I guess I'll take Boulder, and we'll go on our second potentially dangerous adventure, just me and him.
Awesome. So yeah, you're like, go to the like back of the cave. There is still like goo from the ooblex. It has like a weirdly sweet smell to it. But yeah, you guys can squeeze, and as soon as you you squeeze past like this part where it cinches and it turns, you can feel that it like is now going upward a little bit. And now that you're in this small space, you can actually feel the pull of air. Like, if that makes sense, through this chamber, as if there is, airflow, which is a good sign, from your spelunking experience. And it is, again, incredibly tight. You're having to sort of like sticky and, you're having to use your sticky hands and whatnot. This is really easy probably for a frog to do. You're probably the only one who could do this. And while you're like, you do kind of see like so it starts to like arc and curve up, and you can see that there are like, they're like smoother like sections in the ceiling, kind of where it looks like there was like water flowing through inconsistently, if that makes sense. Like, this was created from an inconsistent trickle of water or something like that. So it's like it's a very strange and unique sort of little cave system. You see that there are some crystals in the stone here. I was like, does Dart have experience with like identifying gems or anything, like in their raw form?
Seems unlikely.
Yeah, so I mean, you can definitely tell that there's some crystal in the rock. You don't know exactly what it is, but it looks pretty. And there's like veins of it, and this continues for a little bit. Once you guys are like a few minutes away from the main cave, Boulder is like, "Excuse me, that device that you have, the small one, not the bow, not your bow, what is that?
This thing?
I've been meaning to ask, if I may, your majesty."
Okay, so
he seems like he's unsure. Like, now that like it's just you two, he seems like he's like almost like he's more self-conscious. Like, he's like unsure. He's like, "My king?" Like, he's like, "Please tell me if the way I'm addressing you now is right." Because like, he's like kind of nervous just you at this point.
So this thing, it's kind of like a bow in a way, in that like it launches a projectile, but it's a little more complicated. The gist of it is that, and I'll like show him the bullets. Mm-hmm. And I'll be like, so the way it works is like,
they're like little swords.
Yeah. When this part, like when you pull, okay, I gotta explain the whole thing. So when you pull this little trigger.
So when a mommy gun and a daddy.
When they love each other very much. So when you compress this trigger, basically what happens is it lets this thing snap forward, and it hits and causes a tiny little spark. And the spark lights this little powder on fire, and it kind of explodes. But because it's trapped inside this little tube, the explosion has nowhere to go but out. And so it pushes the bullet forward, launching it out, and it shoots like an arrow, but much faster. So fast that it just right through stuff.
That sounds amazing.
It is an incredibly dangerous weapon.
So it's magic, but not magic?
It's sort of like magic. The powder that makes the explosion that shoots the bullet out is complicated to make. It's a special powder. It's currently very rare.
Interesting. How do I acquire such a device? It looks like it is good at killing.
Well...
And you guys are just kind of crawling.
Here's the problem with it. You know how when you shoot a bow, it's very quiet? This is not quiet. It is very, very loud.
Oh.
So if you use this...
Oh, yes, I remember.
Yeah. Everyone in a half mile will know exactly where you are because you are where the big sound came from. That's the downside to it.
He has to, like, sit and contemplate this for a second. That makes sense.
And then, of course, they are very expensive and rare. I actually got this one because I found one that belonged to a rich guy, and I returned it to him, and he gave me this one as a reward for returning it.
When you say expensive...
Like, it costs a lot of gold.
Oh. What is this? What do you mean it costs gold?
Like, so... I remember the powder that makes the bullet go is very rare. The rarer something is, the more it costs. Plus, the machine itself is complicated, and only a few people know how to make them. And so, because they're complicated to make and they have expensive parts, overall, they cost a lot of money.
And who determines this cost?
The person who makes it.
Is that similar to paying for power with, like, a soul? Or... Well, I don't understand.
So...
How can a thing have a cost? It exists.
I'll explain. The more there are of something, like the more available something is, like if you have a lot of something, it becomes worth less and less and less the more of it there is. And then when you have...
Wouldn't it be worth more because there's more of it?
Depends on who wants it. It's complicated. But like if something is rare and there's not very much of it and people want it really, really badly, it costs more. If something is super rare and nobody wants it, who cares?
So...
It's about the consumer.
So does the cost then represent how much it is desired?
You could say that, yeah.
Interesting. Being a king is very, very hard, I see.
Well, see, here's the fun part about being a king. If you need more money, you just go take it.
I will take it.
That does sound promising.
I mean, it's also quite tedious.
So as Dart is explaining the basics of economics to someone who's never heard of paying for something.
I know how to explain it. So, like, if someone has food and you're not hungry, that food isn't worth very much to you. But if they have food and you're very hungry, then there's probably a lot you would do or give to get that food. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's a good way of explaining it.
And it clicks. He's like, oh, okay, yes. Yes, understand. The food is always valuable, even if your belly is full.
That's true, but it gets more valuable when your belly is not full.
That is very true. I must teach this to the children.
Some more vows for them.
Yeah, somewhere Bo just feels like...
Frogs!
Just real quick, though, I should probably point out that community and family will always be more important than gold and value.
Well, that should be obvious, shouldn't it?
No, you would think so, right?
Of course it is. I want nothing more than family. So it would be of the highest value?
Family is the most valuable thing.
Agreed.
Anyone who says otherwise is trying to sell you something.
Something bad.
Rain, Talaran, Zevari, and Drift are with the other, 11 members of the Leap Syndicate or whatever.
Yeah.
Please don't teach them macroeconomics.
Jambet is she's got all the children kind of gathered around her, and she's telling them a story for the morning. And it is a story about a froglet that couldn't swim. And
Rain's in the front row with the little ones.
Oh my god, wait. I have a thing for this.
She needs some wholesome ass shit.
Where's my ham facts page? Because I've got a very specific thing for this. Where is it? Oh. Frog folk love the human fairy tale, The Ungrateful Son, wherein a frog devours a human for being selfish.
Oh, yeah.
That's perfect for this situation.
But unfortunately, they're sort of separated from their frog culture.
That's true.
So this is a story that Jambet made up herself. And, so she's telling a story, and it's about a froglet that couldn't swim, and how that froglet ended up being the best tongue sniper, and was able to catch stuff much faster and much stronger than the other frogs, because growing up they ended up having to compensate for the fact that they couldn't swim. They ended up using their tongue more to get around in the water. It's because they sticky tongue to the wall or whatever and pull themselves. And so it's, a story about how even if you're supposed to be able to do something, sometimes you can't. And that doesn't mean that you can't figure out something else to do.
Rain loves it. Rain is fucking with this. She loves
and she's a bard,
so
so she's kind of singing it a little bit, and she has it's somewhat of a pan flute, but it's just really 3 leaves rolled and tied together, it's entwined. And so it's it's a very rudimentary pan flute that she's playing.
Rain starts painting her a pan flute. I don't have very much paint left, but I think I can
eke this out.
Interesting pan flute situation with the yellow and blue, and mix it together to do some green leaves and maybe a flowery type of pan flute wrapping,
That's so nice. So you're working on that, and the kids are some of the kids are they're pretty into the story. The older kids are kind of they're pretending to listen. You see that. So the oldest kid is Cap. He's blue, a dark blue color, and he is the scrappiest. He's the one that can fight a little bit, or one of the 2 that can fight a little bit. And Cap is pretending to pay attention, but is really leaning back and looking over at Talaran, who is not near them. Maybe Talaran and Zevari and Drift are talking or something. And you notice that Cap and the other older one, Drip, who is he's a dark brown color. They're both kind of side-eyeing and not really paying attention to the story, not really engaged. Dare is he's a small little red one, super into the story, and is holding Lucky, who Lucky doesn't have fully formed feet yet. And so Dare is holding them kind of like a baby, sort of cradling them, and excitedly kind of rocking back and forth listening to the story. Squish is like he's a little green one, and he's just barely like ambulatory, if that makes sense. Like he's no longer a froglet, but just barely. And he is falling asleep. And then like a bubble forms, from their slime. Bubbles is looking at like the lichen on all the walls and stuff and being like, is any of this edible? But yeah, I mean, so they're all kind of like exploring the space of staying safe. And yeah, I mean, what are you guys doing? I know you're making the pan flute.
I think that at first Zevari was just kind of staying with Drift and just keeping an eye on things between Talaran and the rest of the syndicate once everything settled.
Yeah, none of the frogs are like approaching him, but like a few of them are like looking over at him curiously, but they're not like approaching him. If that makes sense. They're all kind of keeping their distance, and he's keeping his distance as well. And actually, Talaran will be like, Zevari, can I ask you your advice really quick?
Of course.
You think it's like scarier if I like stand by the entrance so it seems like I'm trapping them inside? Or is it like scarier if I like get closer to this wall so that they can't see me, but then like if they're walking out, then that might surprise them? Or like where should I stand? How do I not scare them? I don't want to scare them. It's like, and he kind of just like, he hesitates for a second. He's like, it's kind of sad when they look at me.
Well, can you blame them?
I'm not, that's not the point. But how do I?
There is probably very little, if next to nothing, that you can do to not scare them.
Do you think it's scarier if I'm by the door?
I think either way, they're going to be scared. You have to understand, you are the first orc that they've come across that hasn't tried to eat them or has eaten them.
And just kind of like, he just like looks away, and he's like, I'm not blaming anyone. I just don't know what to do.
I'm not saying that.
Thought maybe you were, you could relate to people being afraid of you. And he immediately tenses up, like he's like, oh crap.
Down.
Sorry.
Cute.
People fear what they don't understand.
I'm just saying, either way, they are going to be freaked out. You are the first that they've come across. I'm not saying that you're necessarily blaming anyone, just, considering their perspective as well.
Can you cast a spell to make them less scared?
I do the opposite of that. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I knew that. He's just like, fuck.
I mean, there's two over there that have been staring at us the whole time.
I know. I try not to make any sudden moves.
They might be curious. If the two little ones, brave ones, if they wanted to speak to you, say something to you, maybe we could play along. Show them that you're not all bad.
Well, sure, but I don't know if
I don't know if they'd bite.
I'm not gonna. Are you gonna ask them? Can you ask them?
I can open the door. I don't know if any of them will bite, but knowing that it's an option that they can have supervised, very supervised chats with you, maybe they can get it out of their system, one way or another. Not Boulder, though.
No, that one's...
Not that one.
That's the...
Not that one.
Yeah. I think he tried to kill me the instant you guys look away.
Yeah. I don't think you're wrong about that, but the other ones...
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta stop just for a second because I feel like Rain is gonna burst if she doesn't say you're the one who has to walk through it. Oh, that was my guess.
As Rain is painting the pan flute and like the pan flute. Who's playing?
Jambette.
Jambette. How old is Jambette?
Jambette. She's like a little bit younger than Boulder, but she's like one of the older ones.
So
if that makes sense.
She's been playing a 3-tube pan flute, right?
Yeah.
There are some beautiful, elaborate, like 20-tube ones, but I think she needs to like. There's like a step up. So she's painted 7 tubes, so that's still an improvement with flowers on it. And as she's painting the last flower and she's finishing up her song and the applause is done, Rain's like, "Hey, Talrin, you should read a story."
Oh, Rain's already on it.
He's like, oh, fuck.
Do you have like a fun story to tell us?
Jambette's like, she looks at you.
And I hand her pan flute.
Oh, wow. Okay, wow. Wow.
There you go.
Wait, wow. What is this?
It might be a little wet around the flowers.
And then she like takes it.
This
She's
is
like,
what it looks like.
"Aww."
It's just super sweet.
She takes it and she's just like, she's like, "Wow," and immediately is distracted, right?
Yes.
And starts kind of messing with it.
I'm sorry.
And
I wanted to make sure you said all the things you wanted to say. Sorry.
Oh, you're okay. And when you say that, like, all of the kids, all of their heads turn and they all look at Talrin, and he's like,
I just look at Talon and I'm like, yeah, she's just kind of like that.
This is the story of how I figured out which pomade best coiffs my hair.
See, I met this spider lady.
And he's like,
You have a story?
and everyone's like, and all like none of the like frogs are like brave enough to speak, but they all look interested.
Like, I don't know, from like your childhood, something that was like silly. Or is there a silly like tale from your stories or from your people? Silly. Or make it silly.
He may not have had any whimsy in his life ever.
Well, not you, Zevari. And he winks.
I've had plenty of whimsy. Too much, some would say.
He's like, okay, all right. Yeah, you know what? Sure. If you kids want to hear a story, I'll tell you guys a story. And he's like kind of talking really soft, and then they're all like,
I give him bardic inspiration.
and there's like slow nods, and you give him Bardo, and
I'll give him guidance.
Dare, who is the he's the little red guy. He's like, it's kind of basically like Lucky is like a baby, Squish is like a toddler, Dare is like a small kid, and then Drip and Cap are like almost teens. And if you consider all of the other frogs to be like teenagers, so they're like adults comparatively, like, but you know, they're like fully developed body wise, but not mature.
I'm just thinking my bardic inspiration to him is whispering as he goes by, kids love fart jokes.
And
Goes up there and starts roasting me because he thought you said dart joke.
and Dare is the first one that stands up and like goes over near Talon and just like sits like a few feet in front of them. And once Dare gets up and sits down, like the rest of the kids like get up and they all kind of gather in like a semicircle around him. And he's like, oh boy.
It's okay.
Oh boy, okay.
2 thumbs up, Rain.
Pat on the back.
Guidance.
Yeah, that's how I give him the guidance.
Yeah. Maybe it's because we've made Flynn Rider comparisons, but I'm like, I've got dreams like you. No, really. Just watch this touchy-feely.
It's so good.
That's exactly what I was thinking. He's like, so, fuck. I mean, crap.
And they all like,
he said,
He said a swear.
he said a bad one.
Oh, no.
This is your first impression.
And you just hear random pan flute noises in the background. What does this one do?
And then she hits her first chord, and she's like,
Did not hear the curse at all.
now I gotta come up with a story. Not only, like, I'm a DM, of course I can come up with a story, but I'm like, what story would TalRain come up with? Not only I have to come up with a story that he would come up with.
Being a brave knight. Could be like a version of what's happened to him since he got like stuck in a card, and it's about trusting people and growing.
it's like, I haven't found anyone I can trust yet, but it's a good...
I'm not in a card anymore.
Got it.
Locked in.
Long ago, when I was a young boy, for a brief time, my family, we lived in like a mountainous region, and we were kind of inhabiting a series of caves, just temporarily. And when we first moved into the caves, it seemed like, pretty safe, pretty good and everything. And then one day I wandered into like a further back chamber of the cave, and I smelled a smelly smell.
That smells.
It was foul, like rotten eggs. And everyone's like, ugh. Absolutely horrible. And I was no fool. Even as a young boy, I was trained well in survival. I knew that smell could mean one thing and one thing only, and that is flammable air is coming from the cave, and none of my people were safe. And I knew we immediately had to get out. And all the kids are like, oh gosh. And I was running up, and I was running up to my father. And as I was running up, he brought out his flint and steel, and he started striking it to light his torch. And I was like, no, Father, no, don't light your torch. There's flammable. No. Yeah. And my father, he lit the torch, and he's like, son, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean there's not flammable, there's not flammable air, there's not flammable gas. Like, we checked this cave out already, it's fine. He's like, and then I was like, no, Dad, come with me, it smells really bad back here, come look. And he humored me, and I was like, put out your torch. And he humored me and followed me back there, and he kind of gave it a whiff, and he was like, oh gosh, that does smell like sulfur, I guess is what it would be. I don't know. So he's like, well, wait, we checked this chamber earlier. We didn't smell any grossness or anything. And he was like, well, maybe we disturbed something, and something shifted or something. Maybe we can close up the hole. We should keep looking. And that is when we found it. The biggest poop I have ever seen in my life. Anyway, we ended up moving because of the poop. But, I guess the moral of the story is that other things live in caves too. And sometimes they poop. And all the kids are like, ew, poo.
Rain looks down underneath her because she's sitting on the ground, being like, am I sitting in poop?
Probably. There's probably poop where you are right now. Everybody's in poop.
Everything poops.
Prestidigitation, not me.
And I will roll to see, I guess, how well he performed with his poop story. What was your Bardo?
D6.
Oh, shit, sorry.
And a
D4 for guidance.
So that is like a 25.
Okay, so they loved it.
So yeah, all the kids are cracking up. They're like, ew, a poo! It was a poo?
And he's like, yeah, it was bigger than all of you.
All
Put together.
I've never seen a poo so big. It was half the size of me.
It's just a fisherman's story, but it's a pooperman story.
Every time the poop gets bigger and bigger. I swear, it was like this whole cave.
It was full of poo.
There was just so much poo. It was like, how did we not notice all this poo before? Yeah, always check the cave for poo. And so he's telling his poop story because he was like, what? Farts, poop.
I thought it was a cave, but it was just the butthole of a giant sandworm.
Oh my god!
The whole thing is the worm.
It was just a mimic cave, and that was where it lets out.
Butt ends.
He didn't want to scare them. Ham fact it up.
So your team, your Pokemon team, would be.
So Zevari had a Pokemon team. Her team would be as follows: Gothitelle, a Goth Lolita. It's like a humanoid Pokemon.
What types?
I have no idea.
No, it's okay. Just why'd you pick it, I guess?
I think it's a dark type.
Gothitelle is a psychic type.
Psychic type. Honestly, I mean, look at her.
I know.
She's girly pop. Look at her. Another one that Zevari would have is Delphox. Delphox is a like bipedal big fox magician thing.
Okay, it's beautiful.
Yeah. And I picked Delphox because foxes are associated with Umbermore. So
Ryan.
Delphox is a fire psychic type.
And then lastly, her
Ghastly. Sorry.
her ace, her this thing is gonna fuck you up really fucking good. Mega Absol. Cause look at that bob.
Okay.
Good God. Look at that Rihanna 07 bob. And it's a mega, so it's like 20 feet tall.
No, that's Gigantamax.
Oh.
Megas are just stronger.
God, I wish they were tall. I like it when they're huge.
Purr.
And that's Zavari's team. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, everyone. Shout out to Fawn, by the way, on YouTube. Check them out. They make girly pop tier lists for Pokemon and other things. This was inspired by you.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
I guess my first one is personal to me because when I originally got Pokemon many years ago, Red, Blue, the whole deal, my first successful playthrough was with Venusaur.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah. And then my second pick doesn't really fit my profile, but I refuse to make a team that doesn't have this Pokemon on it, and that's Snorlax.
Yes.
I love Snorlax so much.
It's the greatest. Yeah. There's some Snorlax media in this household. My next choice was Lickitung.
Yes.
Is that the one that I'm thinking about with the...
That's amazing.
Is that the one with the tongue?
Sorry, I had to.
It makes perfect sense, though. Oh my gosh.
As an homage to one of my all-time favorite YouTube videos, I'd also like to throw a shout out to Big Dick B.
So it's that kind of night tonight.
Big Dick B. We all know that's Big Dick B. Oh my god, I love that video so much. I'm trying to. I know there's an obvious one, but my obvious one is probably gonna be my ace. So should I say that last?
I mean, why build up to a good thing? You don't have to.
So Reign's ace, I feel like, is the most obvious. It's a ditto. Duh. Like she's gonna rock ditto like Ash rocked Pikachu, you know?
Forever.
And the second one is a Corviknight.
Oh yeah.
Which is like a armored like raven situation. So like
A steel
yeah.
flying type.
So for the Master of Ravens, yeah.
And a knight.
I didn't build like a team. I just was like, what is Rain?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what we all ended up doing. But number 3, an Eevee.
Just
Like,
a base Eevee.
Just an Eevee.
Okay.
I like resonated so hard with that episode when the little kid was getting pressured into changing their Eevee into something, but the Eevee just wanted to be an Eevee, and I'm just like, yeah, that Eevee should just be an Eevee. I love Eevee.
There's an episode of Pokemon Concierge I think you should watch.
Oh
it's
my
a
gosh.
stop motion Pokemon. It's not
Please
like
watch
battle.
it.
It's like 6 episodes, super cozy. It's a Pokemon resort, and you
Episodes
follow
are
this.
only like 15 minutes
Yeah.
long. Sorry.
But super cozy. You should watch it.
Highly. It's like the best thing we've ever watched in our lives. It's so good.
It's so cozy.
It's insanely good.
And again, stop motion. I want
Yeah.
it fuzzy.
It's it's like the perfect art style for Pokemon. It's like, why haven't they done this? Anyway.
It's on it's on Pokemon. It's on Netflix. But that's it.
So I'm the actual resident Pokemon nerd here.
I didn't even like Pokemon growing up.
The homies have requested that I give Zalia, Zevari's younger sister, a team. Zalia has yet to appear in person on the podcast
In the
storyline, I should say. Only through letters so far have the players spoken to Zalia. But anyway, so I did give Zalia like a not fully evolved team because she is a kid. She is 13 question mark
13 or 12.
12 or 13. And so I figured it would appropriate for her to not have a fully stacked team yet. So her first Pokemon, in honor of her sister, is Gothorita, which is the middle stage of Gothitelle, which looks like very similar to Gothitelle, but like think shorter and with like pigtails instead. And then Zalia also has, in honor of Zaris, which I didn't tell you guys Zaris's team, but Zaris has the fully evolved form of Alolan Vulpix. And so Zalia has the Alolan Vulpix, which is a little ice fox. Which would be native to the Umbermoor area of Pokemon, where like in Vasloria. But yeah, and it evolves into Alolan Ninetales, which, since I brought up that Zaris has one, I will show you, and you will know why Zaris has one.
Yep. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
That's
Easy breezy beautiful.
They're a
Cover girl.
That
next,
Vulpix.
Zalia has a Mimikyu. Mimikyu is a ghost type Pokemon that is canonically so like horrifying to look at that it actually disguises itself as a Pikachu in the efforts of finding someone who will love it.
That is
That
the
is
canonical lore.
canon explanation for this Pokemon.
That's Mimikyu.
Zalia.
I love Mimikyu.
It's like wearing a little Pikachu costume.
Hand fact it down.
This podcast is brought to you by our Patreon. Become a patron today at patreon.com/rollforthpod. Gain access to exclusive perks like premium ham facts. It's roughly double the ham. D-mail letters. Sorry folks, no nudes. Connect with our Discord community. Access Patreon exclusive campaigns. And more. Become a patron today.
So yeah, he's telling that story, and Boulder is crawling through this cave system with Dart, and he's like, "They better not be talking to Talrin back there."
That's the first one we fucking do.
I hope they're keeping the children away from him. But I trust that your companions will keep them safe.
Yeah, they're trustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
They got it. It's fine.
We're having a party in the cave right now.
It's Zevari and rain time.
We flash back to the cave.
That's Auntie's friend that she lives with.
And Shadow Viper slithers up out of nowhere, and he's like, "I can't follow him."
Oh.
Hopefully no one tries to
You think that the frogs
assassinate.
would be scared of the snake?
That's not their predator in this situation.
They met him already.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, they met him already. But yeah, just like, hopefully no one tries to assassinate him.
I just really want to have a scene with Shadow Viper that is like an exact shot-for-shot remake of that scene from Rescuers Down Under, where he's like, "These are not Joanna eggs. These are not Shadow Viper's eggs."
Yes, I'll have to remember that.
Just keep stealthily snatching all of the eggs that I've gathered.
But yeah, so you guys crawl for a little bit. I mean, it seems really long, but it's a little bit twisty, and like realistically, because it's such a small space, it just takes a long time to kind of squeeze through. And the chamber opens up, and it actually like opens up at the top, like sort of near the top of another much larger chamber, and you immediately, and you probably started hearing this like at some point when you were crawling through, but you immediately see that there is a stream of running water that goes through this section of the cave. And it is a large, like kind of open chamber. There is like along one side of the cave wall, there are sort of like, it's like hewn into the stone. There are these like little, like, I'm trying to think of like the word. Basically, they're like, there's like little stone bowls carved, like hewn into the stone, and they look like it looks kind of organic, but like it's not possible for it to be organic. And they're kind of tiered on the wall, and in each stone bowl there is like a different plant growing out of it, and kind of like it's like some of them, the plants are like hanging off the sides of them, and it's basically like they're like these vertical planters that are built into the stone in this chamber. And you can see that the stream it's kind of hard to describe this like sort of 3D space as you're kind of coming in, but imagine there's like a landing and there's like a stream that runs like through the rock, right? Like there, there's a main river nearby. This is kind of like an offshoot of the river that flows through this area, and it's flowing into another like chamber below. And at the mouth of like the cave, there's you're pretty sure the water lets out somewhere around there. You see that like there is a bunch of, like a big cluster of, like a massive cluster of moss, like right where the stream runs from this chamber into like the next area of the cave system. And because of that, it is kind of like a soft dam, and the water here is like pooled up a little bit more than it would be if this mossy lichen dam wasn't in place. And you can also see that this is it's collecting like leaves and like muck and stuff. Like it's not allowing that, like it's kind of acting as like a filter. You can see like all this gunk that's like gathering around where this like little mossy dam is, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And there's a large in sort of like one of the back sections of the chamber where they're like the planters, near it, like hewn into the stone in the ground, is like a big bowl, and it's filled with like a crystal clear water, and it doesn't have anything else in it. And yeah, so that's what you see. And you can see that there's there's an exit like somewhat nearby. Because you can see like there's a little bit of light trickling through, but the exit is covered with like a heavy covering of like plant life. Like you can just see that there's like a little bit of light coming through, but there's like obviously an entrance in this big chamber, that is, like the plants, the vines and stuff, the tree roots and whatnot are making like a door essentially.
Okay.
And you can also see I forgot to mention, sorry, before you guys get into this main chamber, there is, you find like a little offshoot, and if you look into that offshoot, you see what's remaining of the Ublex. So like it was all the way up, twisted up in this little like Swiss cheese hole, and it had its like little strands out. So it wasn't in this big chamber that you're in now. It was like in between these two chambers, living and presumably consuming the memories of orcs.
Okay.
Boulder's like, what are you thinking? You guys are probably like on the ceiling, just casually.
I mean, it looks habitable.
But do you think it is habitated?
I kind of want to... It's like there's a stream, and the stream, I'm guessing based on like its color and smell, is pretty obviously not like coming from underground. It's like an offshoot of the main river. Yeah,
like it seems, yeah, you'd probably be able to tell that it's like, yeah, it's from the same river. It's kind of like is it a tributary? Is that what it's called? I don't know.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah, it's like, in Vasloria, rivers work differently, and this is how this one fucking works.
Estuary?
Fuck you. Yeah, an estuary. Yeah, that's the right word. Yeah. This water presumably actually like probably meets back up with the river.
So Boulders lived in this jungle woad for a while, so I would assume that it's possible that he can identify the plants growing in the planters as potentially useful.
I mean, yeah, if you ask him, he was like, some of them have like those have like a hanging, those hanging ones there, they make like a bean that you can eat. But these are just, some of these are just plants. They don't have any like nutritional or medicinal value that I'm aware of. But hold on. And then he looks up, he like kind of crawls over to one, and he's like, oh, wait. And it's like It is like it's a very, very short little cluster of white flowers, and the very centers are yellow, but they like sparkle. And he's like, oh, these are incredibly rare. And he's like kind of looking at him.
I'm just trying to establish if it seems like these were purposefully cultivated and not just randomly grown.
So each planter has one plant in it. And the plant in each planter is like thriving, if that makes sense. And this place isn't like, I mean, it's like overgrown and sort of natural, but it's like, you know, like, it's definitely intentional. Like, whatever or whoever made this, they probably, I guess, well, make a Arcana check, I guess. Or like an investigation, maybe?
I mean, either one's good because I rolled an 18.
Okay. So when you're looking at it, it definitely looks like it was like shaped or hewn from the stone, but not with tools. It kind of looks more like, almost like it was like molded like clay, but it's not the kind of stone that would be clay. So, and you know that there's spells like mold earth, for example, that could maybe do something like this, or there might be a creature that has that kind of ability. So it's something that like is definitely created by someone or something.
But there's no like possessions left behind that would like indicate there's no tools, no blankets.
There's no tools or blankets, no. And there's also like no evidence that like anything that you see that's not natural in here was made with tools, if that makes sense. Like,
okay. I guess I want to examine the like separate pool of clear water.
Okay. It is not. So you examine the water, and I'll carry over this 18 investigation. And I will say, from investigating the water, you immediately can tell that it's not from the river. And in that this water is much cleaner and is probably from a higher altitude. You're not sure why it's there, but it would be really good drinking water. Like, it would really quench your thirst super good. It's like, it's like mountain spring water. And then I would also say that when you're doing that, you're kind of investigating the pool. That's the first time you see signs of like a creature. You see in the like stone, just from a creature like coming to this pool so often, there are like claw impressions on the stone a little bit, like right at the edge, because like the water ever so slightly softens the stone, and so you can see that there are like 4, 5 like large-ish claw marks, and there's definitely like, it's like each appendage has 5 claws, so you see these 2 like they're almost like footprints kind of.
Okay. Well, I guess I can't really determine, based on what I'm seeing, if like whatever did all this or whatever is using this stuff is still like actively using it,
I will say that the water it's clean, it's from a different place, and like, I mean, realistically, it's sitting in an open, cave, so like, if the water was here untouched, it probably wouldn't be this clean. There'd be like at least some debris floating around in it and stuff. Like, the water itself may be an indication that something was here recently. I feel like that's a reasonable assumption for a ranger to make.
Well, like, if it wasn't done by tools and it was potentially done by magic, something that could mold earth and purify water, and something that's like taking the time and effort to cultivate plants, food-producing ones and rare ones. This is like their sanctuary of sorts, I would say. Their little place unto themselves. And I feel like occupying it would potentially upset them.
We have to figure out what this creature is and kill it.
I mean, we don't know that the creature is necessarily hostile. Probably would be if we stole its home. I also kind of wish that I had brought Drift here, because I feel like he really could have provided some insight into all this.
He's not far.
Diplomat's pouch.
Well, I kind of want to, like, exit out of the, like, cave, the plant wall door thing, and kind of get my bearings in relation to, like, where the entrance of the cave is. And, like, get an idea from the outside just how, like, camouflaged the plant door makes the entrance or exit seem, like, how discoverable it could potentially be. And then we can bring people back here who can't fit through the squeezy part of the cave and get a better assessment.
Boulder will happily follow you.
Because, I mean, Bubbles is our man for determining, like, if a place is adequate as far as being able to, like, shelter. And I think Boulder is more adequate for deciding if a place is, like, defendable. So now that we know, at least for the time being, that there's nothing threatening at this end of the cave, it seems reasonable that we could, like, move this party to the back.
To the back of the club.
Do we want to explore more in that case?
I mean,
we can always take it slow and, be stealthy.
Seen inside the water? I'm not there.
Well, like, there's more. Is there more? Is this the end of the cave, or is there more offshoots that go even deeper?
This is like the end of the cave, yeah.
Okay.
As far as it looks like.
I mean, we could hop into the stream and see where that takes us.
It's true.
Do a little water exploring and see if maybe whatever is using this place is aquatic.
Possibly.
Why not? I mean, me and Boulder are frogs. We can go for a dip.
Do we want to jump down the stream first, or do we want to look out the...
I want to look out the plant door first and get my bearings.
Okay. So the plant door it's like pretty dense, and like I said, it's like a series of, like, there's like tree roots, there's vines, there's several, just like, it's like almost like it's like a whole bunch of, like, different plants, like, braided together. And it's not like a tight hold on the cave entrance. It allows some airflow through. So you guys being so small, it's really easy for you to just kind of, like, wiggle through. When you come through, the first thing that you notice is, like, so it opens up into, like, it's somewhat of a clearing in the trees. And you're elevated from where you were before. Like, you're kind of like on a rocky terrain now, whereas, like, it's, there's not as much like soft ground under your feet in this, like, area. You're kind of like on top of a big, like, chunk of rock, where it's starting to become more mountainous, because the Woad is huge, and it includes swamps, there's mountains, there's, it's a huge rainforest. So you're kind of in this, you're in a slightly rockier area here, hence the cave. And the first thing you notice is this place is getting the perfect angle of sun right now. This is it's the sun is just shining down brilliantly. The canopy of trees is what's the word? Basically, the canopy of trees is opened up in an intentional looking way, and it's allowing sun to hit this big grassy sunny spot. And there's some really nice long grass nearby, which there's not a whole lot of long grass where most of where you guys have been, just because it's competing with so much other stuff. But it's kind of you can see Dart, that the biodiversity here is a little bit chiller. It's not as chaotic, or if that makes sense. You have this really big patch of grass, long grass, and right in the middle of this big patch of long grass, there's kind of a big section of the grass that's laid down in sort of like a circle. And in the middle of that circle is a massive mossy rock. It's poop.
I swear to God, if this is a turtle.
And it's this rock is it's big. It's the size of a van or something, a small bus. It's a big rock. It's just weird because it's in a circle of laid down grass.
Boulder. Yeah, SpongeBob reference.
Yeah.
It's a boulder.
Topiary?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Does this rock seem bigger than the doorway we just went through?
Yes, but not significantly. If this rock was a different shape, it'd fit through.
Oh man. Okay.
This place is weird.
Can I use my primeval awareness on this
yeah.
area?
What is it that you can...
Well, we're in my favorite terrain, so I can sense really far out, but I can detect aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and the undead.
Okay, so as per usual, all those things exist in the Woad, but what you're getting most is dragon.
Dragon.
Dragon tails.
And you're getting dragon. That's what you're oh, there's one real close. Oh. You're really close.
Oh man. Okay. Damn. I don't speak dragon.
You do have a party member that does.
But you have a helm of comprehend language.
Yeah, I can understand, but I cannot speak.
Yeah, it's comprehend. Yeah, and now that you've activated your primeval awareness and you're okay, I know that there's one right, somewhere right here. That's when you notice that the mossy rock, it's not blowing in the wind. It's moving slightly. It's breathing.
Yep.
And then you start to be able to make out a neck and some wings.
Oh my god, I found a Torterra.
And it's how much does Dart know about dragons?
Given my hunting / wandering background, I imagine that I'd be generally aware of them.
I mean, yeah, you would probably know like the basics.
I've run into like a few smaller versions, but I don't think I've ever run into like a big one, but I've heard the stories.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, we're talking like the size of like a small bus. So, it's big, but you know that dragons get bigger than this with age. I'll say that much, but it doesn't appear to be like a baby, because a baby would be smaller. And it is sleeping like a rock. It's got the sun is hitting this spot perfectly right now, and it is just soaking up all that sunlight. And that's like when you also start to notice that there's like there's more like chatty birds here. Like you hear birds everywhere, all in the wood, but you always hear them like they sound stressed out, like they're like fighting or they're just calling out information to each other. But like in this area, you hear like birds like they're like singing and chatting and like hanging out. Like you like look over and you see like a couple of parrots just chilling.
Let's see if I've got anything that would aid me in a situation like this.
That is one big frog.
Dragon.
Not lizard. I don't do that tongue thing.
Do I have anything that will help me in this situation?
You also know that dragons have a tendency to be pretty territorial. I didn't know your primeval awareness could detect dragons. I was gonna do like it's a dragon reveal, but I mean, I guess it's still.
It still is a dragon reveal.
Yes.
Is this someone's like almost pet who's also maintaining this area, or does this area all belong to like Mr. Mossy back here?
I also feel like it's peaceful. It's like
everything seems peaceful when it's sleeping.
I meant like the area. It's just like the energy is different, like.
Yeah.
I'm not there though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
you're playing.
You want to go tell your companions?
I'm creating.
You do know, like I said, you would know that Zevari. Wait, can you speak Draconic? Who can? I thought somebody could.
Nobody can in this group. I can in Avernus. And Fifi can.
Rex can.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, dragons do typically speak more than one language, but
maybe it speaks Infernal because it's so old. I mean, rock. No, I don't know. It's not old, but
I mean,
I'm not there. I'm a bear.
It speaks rock bottom.
Oh my god!
I don't understand your accent.
Please.
We just watched that episode.
Okay.
I know I ask for a lot, but please.
I'm for sure concerned about waking a sleeping dragon when my little babies are not far. I feel like, man, it's like early in the morning too, like we all just got up.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that like sunrise is like finally completed and the sun's like fully in the sky now.
A dragon
Still pretty
by
early
sunrise? Fuck that.
I mean, there's like a part of me that just kind of wants to wait and like see if it wakes up on its own and what it does. But I feel like it's also like possible that it just like needs to absorb sunlight, so it sleeps when it's sunny out so that it can like absorb the energy it needs to be active at other times. It's very plausibly a thing.
You don't really have any way of knowing right now.
I do not. And like, if it is just someone's like pet/pet project, they might be returning at any time. No idea.
I will say you didn't see any like evidence of like typical material possessions. Like you didn't see any like bags or boxes or beds or
But
anything
I saw
like that.
claw marks on the pool.
Yeah. Like probably, dragon-sized. Like as if a dragon goes over to that pool and puts its claws right on the edge where the stone is a little bit softer and drinks out of it or something.
All right, I'm gonna tell Boulder to go back into the cave, and like prepare to retreat back to the Leap Syndicate should anything like sketchy happen, and I am going to do this. Hey, wake up.
Okay.
By yourself?
Mm-hmm.
So, Boulder, we'll say, just, if you change your mind, you want me to back you up, just call out and I'll come fight this thing with you.
And the children are the priority. I have land stride, so if I need to retreat directly back through the plant-covered door, I can just chew right through it. And I got Misty Step. I got options.
Yeah.
I just don't want anyone else to be potentially in danger when I press this large mossy button.
And that thing definitely won't be able to, fit in that tiny crevice that we crawled through, so.
Yes. Fortunately, it's not made up of fluid-filled canals. I had to.
He's like, yeah.
Representation matters.
Survive.
Have so far. You never know, this might actually make me king of the dragons with the luck I've had.
Oh my god.
It's very plausible. Just saying.
So, you are going to poke this creature that you have determined to be a dragon. Are you poking it with your hand or?
Yeah, but I want it to be the kind of I want it to be the kind of you're gently waking someone up from a nap and being like, hey there, hey. I don't want to be like, hey, wake up, come on.
Right, you're just kind of trying to be. So you reach out and you touch, where on the dragon do you want to try to touch it? By its head or?
Yeah, I don't think I want to be super close to its mouth right when I wake it up. Seems unwise.
The butt.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the butt, Alex. Thank you.
Okay. So you hey, touch. Roll a d20 for me.
Just for the listeners at home, I am in fact touching this dragon's butt. Let's see what happens. What am I doing?
You're rolling a d20.
Yeah. Ooh, a 15.
A 15. You kind of you touch it. You hey, and it kind of was right under where you touch. You feel the muscle twitch and ripple, and you immediately can tell by feeling this muscle twitch and ripple under your hand that this thing has some serious strength to it. It's when you see one of those buff dogs, you're whoa, you see that leg muscle flex and you're wow, okay. And it kind of shifts, but it doesn't wake up, and it lets out a heavier breath, but it doesn't wake up.
Sidebar. You guys think I should ride this thing? See? Oh. Can I use thaumaturgy to sort of trimmer the ground a little bit? Give him a jostle?
Okay. Yeah. A little rumble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's throw a quarter in this sketchy bed and see what happens.
Okay, roll a d20 for me.
I regret that kiss. I rolled a 6.
Okay, so yeah, with a 6, you kind of rumble the ground under it a little bit, and it its body shifts. It like shifts its weight as if it's like uncomfortable, and its head turns a little, and then you just see, boom, a big eye just open up, and it's like the pupil immediately shrinks, and it's like a thin slit, and it's like it's looking right at you. And it immediately starting to stand up, and you can and as it stands up, it's like it shakes off like some of the excess, like there's some excess moss on it, but you can see that this all of this moss and all these like plants and stuff are like growing on this thing, and it has like, as it stands up and it lifts its head, it has like, the characteristic sort of long dragon neck, and instead of like spikes sort of down its back, it's got like a mane of moss, like kind of like a horse's mane that like lays, to one side. Its eyes are like a bright, like emerald green.
Ooh.
With like these little like bluish speckles. And this thing stands up, and it's towering over you. It is, I think it would be considered huge in size. So it's not gargantuan, or it's not as big as the purple worm you fought, but it's pretty damn big.
That's a 4-foot frog.
Yeah. And as it's like moving, there's like dirt kind of falling off of it, and like there's like beetles crawling down its back and like running down its side, and there's like a lone spider monkey that was like laying under one of its wings, that like kind of swings on a vine off of its wing and just like hops down and kind of crawls away. And so it's like there's all these like animals sort of like running out from underneath of it, like you moved like a rock and there's like a bunch of bugs under it almost, and he just stands up and looks at you, and then raises a clawed like arm, like it's one of its front arms, and it has these really like long claws, and they like, you can see that they're like wet with like maybe they when he like, as he's raising it, you can see that there's like a wetness sort of collecting on the tips of his claws, like it's like he's excreting some kind of a poison or something, perhaps, as he's like raising his big claw, and he's just kind of like is moving sort of slow and giving you a very like stern warning growl, and also getting ready to just like squash you. So you have this second now to react before it makes up its mind about what it thinks you're doing.
Right, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have a real strong temptation to just like scratch its belly and be like, "Who's a good boy?"
You definitely could do that.
I'm gonna die horribly.
You're about to find out if this is How to Train Your Dragon.
Put your hand out. Nope, just put your tongue out.
Ew.
Is this Pokemon? Is this How to Train Your Dragon? Or is this,
I am Crusaders.
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, I'm going to... Oh. Sorry.
Starts to bring its claws down.
Oh, it starts to bring its claws down?
It's getting ready. It's like... It's going to swat you away like a fly.
Man. Fudgesicles. Not a happy camper, huh?
You're taking too long.
I'm going to Misty Step onto its back.
And he, so you Misty Step onto its back, and it immediately just hard flops to its side, and starts to like roll. As it's like it's like, and you can tell, like, you can see, when you hop onto its back, you can see like, it's, so, I mean, you've seen dragons before. This is a dragon. Like, this is a dragon, 2 wings, 4 appendages. Its wings are like it's like holding its like one of its wings like tight to its body, and the like because like you've seen dragons move, they kind of like they have to move their wings and their tail and stuff to kind of like shift their weight around to move. You could tell it's like holding one wing in place, and it's using the other wing to kind of shift its body weight. You could just tell it's like holding that wing specifically in a weird way, like close to its body, and it's going to roll onto its back and try to squash you. Make a dexterity save.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You do have inspo.
That's a 16.
Okay. I mean, yeah, with a 16, like, you have enough time, like, you feel, because the first thing it does is it drops onto its side, and then it starts to roll. So as soon as you feel it drop onto its side, and you feel its momentum turning, you would have time to react with a 16. What do you do? You're just gonna run along, and, like it's a barrel.
Log roll.
Yeah. Like a log rolling.
Dragon rolling.
Oh, man. Okay, so it flopped on its side. Did it flop with the side of like the wing that it's holding in? Is that the wing that's down?
Up. It's the wing that's up.
Okay. And then it's like...
So it like rolled over the other wing, the wing it's not holding. It's its left wing that it's holding tight to its body.
And it's like it's rolling onto its back. So if I ran along it, I'd be running onto its tummy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I really want to try and touch that wing.
We flash back to Rain and Zevari and Talrin, who were hanging out with the frogs. And
Like, okay. I think it might be time for Talrin to go back and hang out by himself for a little bit. You guys, can you show off your new skills? I've been hearing you practice. Maybe you can play another song. You sound like really good.
I am not. I don't think I'm ready. I really like this thing, though. Thank you.
Maybe you could just use three of, or go back to your other one until you.
I'm feeling kind of pressured now.
I understand. You do you, girl, and then she like leaves her alone.
And then and then you see.
I leave arts and crafts like
Ant.
coloring stuff.
Ant is the dark red one, who's like the second in command. Ant is whittling like some pointy sticks, like thick pointy sticks, not like little ones, like not like darts, like these big. He's like
For punching.
Yep. I have a feeling.
and
Purposes.
and is like whatever King Dart is doing. I hope they're not getting into too much trouble.
You don't know King Dart very well, don't you?
Trouble always has a way of finding us.
Trouble always finds Boulder too.
Means double the trouble.
Maybe we shouldn't have sent them.
I think it's good for them to hang out.
Yeah.
You want to make some punji sticks with me?
I think we need to talk about some things, but I'll come and make a punji stick or two with you.
Okay. Back to Dart. So what are you doing? It's rolling over. You're able to get out from underneath it. Where did you end up? By the time it's done its full 180, like a pancake just flopped over.
You say it's huge?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me
I believe that would be.
Let me read the text on this just to make sure I know what I'm doing here.
It takes up a 3x3 cube, essentially. And it is there's 3 size categories above small.
So I ran onto its belly, I guess. I was on its back, it flopped on its side, it started to roll onto its good wing and not onto its bad wing.
You run to its belly to avoid getting squished.
Sure.
It whips its head up to look at you. It's initiative.
It's initiative?
It's initiative.
Oh my god.
Doesn't mean you can't de-escalate the situation, but at this point, I want to roll initiative so I know who can act first.
Oh my god, this die has suddenly turned on me. It was rolling so well, and now it's rolling horribly.
What's your initiative?
14.
Okay. So it is going to act first.
Oh my god.
And it's going to try to swipe. It's going to try to swipe you off of its stomach. And so it just comes down with a claw. And it's not trying to rend you. It's trying to smack you. If that makes sense. 21.
Now seems like a good time to remind you that I am displaced.
Okay. 18.
Oh, still gets me.
Good remembering.
Yeah, that was good remembering. We finally fucking remembered it. Thank you. So you are going to take 7 bludgeoning damage from it smacking you. You can tell it's not using its full strength, but it's just swatting you off of it. And it's attempting to push you off of it. And then once it does that, once it swats you off, are you going to try to stay on, or are you going to jump off? You're going to allow it to push you, I guess I should say.
Yeah, I mean, I will... no touchy. Clearly, it doesn't like to be touched. It's very sensitive.
So it will flip itself over and up, get itself upright and back up on its its four legs, and it's and it's fast. When it swoops you off, you jump down, and by the time you touch the ground, it's already up on its feet. This thing could easily just lunge right back into you and hit you again before you could react, but it doesn't. It lets you take your turn, whatever it is that you're going to do. It looks pretty mad, but I think dragons always kind of look angry, right?
I'm gonna speak to it in frog speak, in Fribbish, if you will. And I will say, I am sorry for disturbing you. And then I just start stepping back a little bit. And I apologize.
You start to step back, and it reacts to you talking. It definitely recognizes you're speaking a language immediately. And it sort of shifts its demeanor. So before it was kind of in a lungy sort of position, but as soon as you start talking and you put your hands up, it sort of settles, and instead towers over you, kind of sits tall and towers over you, and stretches his neck out just to kind of show how big he really is, and even the one wing that he's not clutching, he stretches it out and kind of a little bit, and kind of shows. And this wing, he's moving it. He can move it, but he's just holding it close to his body, and intentionally kind of holding it in position. But yeah, so he kind of towers over you, and he speaks back to you in your own language.
Oh, snap.
I had a feeling. What'd he say?
You said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you."
I apologize profusely.
"What brings you here, small creature? What reason have you to disturb me, or did you not know that this was my domain?"
I definitely did not know that this was your domain. I have children that I am trying to find safe haven for.
It's a little surprised when you say you have children. It's
I found this cave very near you, and I thought maybe it belonged to you, and I was just trying to wake you up to ask you if my children could stay there for a time. I did not mean to pick a fight with one so tremendous and great as yourself. Clearly, I am not meant to, I cannot. You are superior. But I had to take that risk for my children.
I'm gonna roll an insight check on you. This dragon doesn't seem sure if you're being honest. Are you so desperate that you would seek shelter from ones so dangerous as I?
Perhaps as a denizen of this great woad, you are familiar with the orcs that live here. They are a great threat to my people, and I felt like if you were amenable to allowing my children to stay in your cave, you being such an immense threat would mean that orcs would not come here, and they would be safe as long as you were okay with it.
Roll persuasion.
Mother.
You have inspiration.
I'm gonna try the inspiration. I feel I must. Oh, okay. 26.
So let me understand this, little creature. You have asked of me to house your people, yet you do not know who I am, nor have you asked.
Yeah.
If we are to be allies, I feel that it would be helpful if we got to know one another before we made such a important, such a heavy decision. I do not know you, little frog. I do not know your children. And this is my reliquary. I have a very, very important purpose here, little frog. Do you understand?
First of all, you strike me as very wise and also very serious. If we are intruding on something that we should not be, I will look elsewhere for shelter. But perhaps first you could tell me your name. I am Dart of the Hopkins.
You know,
Think I should tell him that I'm a king?
I knew you would ask, and so I did give this dragon a dragon name.
Nice.
Oh boy.
And those are hard to say.
And spell.
My name is Verdance Hermemnom. Verdance Hermemnom.
Is that a family name?
Yes, actually, it is. So it is. You ready for the spelling?
1 second, because in my notes I just wrote down that I'm not spelling that. What's the name?
VERDANXXHEIRMEMNOM. Verdance Hermemnon.
Thank you.
In Draconic, it sounds smoother, but you can call him Verdax.
Well, let me first say...
Or you can call him Memnom. Or Verd. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, let me first say, Verdax Hilmemnon,
Pretty good, yeah.
that you honor me by even giving me the opportunity to, beseech you.
I'm aware.
I hope that you recognize just how much I care for my people, that I'm willing to risk my life, risk being squashed by you, to potentially find somewhere safe for them. That is that is the most important thing for me.
May I ask you a question, Dart?
By all means.
Are you alone?
I am not. I mean, at this very moment, I am here in front of you. One of my esteemed colleagues is in the cave nearby. I have told him not to approach unless I ask for him. And in the other side of the cave, further away, there are some of my children, my 2 best friends, and an orc who is currently our prisoner.
And a cat.
And a tabaxi, who is a more recent friend. He seems cool.
The dragon will lower its head and kind of put its face like right up in your face and just start going, like just taking these big, deep, heavy sniffs of you. I smell the favor of Sylvanas on you.
Yes, he is. We're not like on a name basis, but we're cool. We're friendly. I like him. I pray to him. I try my best to protect natural places in his name. I recently purified a corrupted forest in his name. Just saying.
Is this true?
Oh yeah. There was like a weird corrupty thing at the bottom of a lake that was making the forest all messed up, and we went and we found it and did a whole purification ceremony. There was lots of praying.
Very interesting, Mr. Dart. It takes a moment to consider everything you've said to it, and believe we should discuss things further with your children and your 2 besties. Bring them to me. I will not harm you while you are in the reliquary, as long as you are respectful and do not harm any creature in my clearing.
Just out of curiosity, before I do that, and I'm going to, were you aware that there was sort of like a oozy, globby thing inside of your cave?
Ugh, I chased that thing in there and couldn't get it out.
We killed it?
Really?
Well, it tried to kill us first, and with my children nearby, I did what I had to.
He seems pretty impressed that you were able to do such a thing. He's like, you and your besties are powerful indeed. Well,
we try our best. I will go retrieve them so that we can discuss this further.
Yeah, good fortune must smile upon you, because you've done me quite the favor. I could not reach that thing, and it was fucking up my reliquary.
Yeah, well, we've all been there.
These, excuse my language, these orcs have not been a problem in the past, but they have brought a blight, and I am not happy about it.
Yeah, I'm not super pleased with them either. They eat my people's babies as food.
I'm aware. I was very surprised to hear that you were, out and with children. With progeny.
So they're not, like, directly my blood children. It's more like I have adopted them because they needed someone to look out for them. And I felt that I was capable, and I took their well-being in. That became like my. I felt it was in their best interest that I look out for them.
When you say this, and this Verdansk, you see his eyes soften a little when you say this, and you see that he briefly looks around. Sorry. I'm so sorry. And he briefly looks around, and you can see him, he looks at the mating pair of parrots, and then he in his eyes, travel, and he looks at the lone spider monkey, and he doesn't say anything, but you immediately get the feeling that he understands exactly what you mean. And he says, bring them to me. at the very least, I can offer you a rest for the day, and we can discuss things further with your children and your besties.
Thank you, Almighty One.
You do not need to address me as such. I just want you to respect my space and my things, and do not touch me when I am sleeping. I almost squashed you.
I learned that lesson very thoroughly.
I almost squashed you. I don't have, I'm still I have a tendency to go too hard. So.
Speaking of which, I could take a look at that wing for you if you'd like, too. I noticed it looked a little injured there.
That's okay. It's not injured.
Very well, very well. I will go and retrieve my compatriots, and we will return to discuss things further. Thank you. All right. I'm going to go find you guys, because I nearly died.
Dart is going to shit himself when he gets a moment alone.
Poop is what's going to come out.
Big poop.
So me and Boulder travel back through the cave, and I pop out and go like, you guys are never going to believe what I just found.
So yeah, Boulder, you get back into the cave, and Boulder's like, Dart? What? What?
That's just day in the life of a king, baby.
It's good to be the king.
It's terrifying to be the king. It's so stressful.
So yeah, you guys rush back.
So I found this huge thing, and it looked like a rock. And believe it or not only was it not a giant poop, it was actually a dragon.
How do you know that story?
I just generally assume that most people think that things that look like big, giant, mossy balls are going to be poop, but then they're not poop.
Ew, you found a mossy ball dragon? Says Tallerin.
Because they're like,
No. You guys are going to love him. He's terrifying, but also super cool. But he's very touchy about a few specific things. Number one, this place is sort of like his, I would say it's like it's his responsibility. So if people disturb it or hurt it, that makes him real mad. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't like people killing things he doesn't want you to kill, touching stuff he doesn't want you to touch, and definitely do not touch him, especially if he's sleeping. I want you to be 100% honest with him. Don't disrespect him. Give him the reverence that he deserves. This is sort of his domain. And
he almost killed you, didn't he?
He did almost kill me. But I spoke honestly with him, and I told him what we were here for, and that we were looking for a place for the kids, so that they have somewhere safe to be. And he is willing to hear our case, but it's very, very, very important that you're honest and upfront about your intentions. Believe me, he can smell the bad on you.
Tallerin's like, should I, not?
No. He knows about you too. You gotta come.
Okay.
But, again, have respect. This is a massive dragon we're talking about. He understands that you guys, as far as he understands it, you guys are sort of all under my care. And he's not going to do any harm to you, but we have to make our case. And if he's not willing to let us stay, then we have to go, which he will allow us to do. But we gotta go talk to him.
risky business indeed.
Drift is like, stop going off on your own. Because
he won't.
Shut up, baby. You love it.
As he points to the crown.
All the kids laugh. Yay! Bender. I mean, Dart. Just kidding.
Yeah, so we gotta go talk to a dragon now. But
I've done this before.
Dude, the sun just rose. Like, what's happening?
the really cool part about it, though, is
At least I got my morning prayer.
Cool with it, we know that we can leave the kids here, and they will definitely be safe because nobody besides me is dumb enough to fuck with this dragon.
All right. How am I going to get through this crack, though?
Oh, by the way, his name is...
I was going to misty step.
Oh.
Verdankthilmemnon.
All I can hear is dank.
Verdankthilmemnon.
Verdankthilmemnon.
Do, 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 do.
Verdamanachazamanan.
I feel like you could probably call him Verdi,
Danks
but
would
like
be a
let's
good
hold
one.
off on the nicknames and give him the due reverence before we start getting all buddy.
Remember when I made you say that one dragon's name? Well, I didn't make you say it. I made you guys say it, but neither him nor the other player was willing to do it. I don't know if you remember that. That was in Horde.
I don't remember.
I can't remember the name of the dragon. It's like it was like Arathator or something like that. And you had to you practiced it for like a whole week.
I know.
Yeah. It's not as long as that one's name was.
This would be a really great friend to have if we can make this all work out. You feel me?
A rock solid friend.
A rock solid friend. A mossy backed rock solid friend.
Tell who I am from the back because it's heavy. Rock steady.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, let's go.
Let's go talk to a dragon before 8 a.m.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Boulder is immediately telling all of the kids and all of the other frogs exactly what the dragon looked like, and like it was way bigger than you think, way bigger. This could kill some orcs. And Talron's like, yeah. And they're like, wow. And then one of them's like, oh, Mr. Talron told us a story. What?
Uh-huh.
If there's nobody standing between Boulder and Talron, I would like to fill that space.
And there wasn't anybody standing between Boulder. His eyes immediately go to like Talron. He's like, what? And then you just stand right
under very close supervision, Boulder. Nothing will happen to these children, I swear it on my life.
Boulder's lip curls kind of angrily, and for the first time you notice that he has teeny tiny razor sharp teeth.
He's a baby boy.
He's inclined to believe you.
He sure fucking is. We can discuss things further if you'd like, but until then, we have a dragon waiting for us.
Lady Zevari, Dame Rain,
Bold.
if I may, I'm willing, looking at Zevari, willing to trust that Zevari is speaking the truth. I need you to promise me that you will never, and he's like looking at both of you and then looks at Drift, never allow him to be alone with any of the children.
That'll never happen.
I swear it. We can even shake on it.
I was amongst the children the story.
Sticky Tongue shakes your hand and it wraps around your hand. Squeeze. And he Sticky Tongue wraps around your hand. Squeeze.
Thank you.
Drift is like puts out his paw. Squeeze. Thank you.
His hair on his tongue.
Yeah, and all the frogs are like super tense for a second, and they all kind of relax. Like, oh, it's like even the other frogs kind of like look at Boulder a little like when he gets worked up. They're like, ooh.
I'll kind of turn back to Talon and be like, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Don't say I've never done anything for you.
I'd have never said that.
Well, you know. Let's go. We have a fucking dragon waiting on us.
Yeah. This might be, a good time to tell you guys that, I'm terrified of dragons.
Well, who isn't other than Dart?
I mean, like, I have my Drake, but they're not really a dragon, you know? This thing, I mean, what if, like, it can tell that I'm scared and it'll eat me? It eats me.
Probably likes that you're scared.
Tallerin looks really scared. Like, he's, like, kind of shaking a little. He's like, a dragon killed my uncle.
For real?
Yeah.
Shit.
Not here. In the mountains, but anyway.
I'll touch Tallerin on the shoulder and just like pat him. Give him some heroism.
Heroism, dang. Yes. It comes in handy so often.
It really does.
Shit.
Tallerin, the agreed upon terms of this negotiation are that it will be a peaceful discussion.
Okay.
Rest assured.
Okay. Like, I won't touch anything. I'll try really hard not to mess stuff up. It's just that, you know, I have a tendency to kind of, like, wander off and kind of, like, touch stuff and get into things. And, like, it's just hard for me, you know. I just gotta, you know, I'm just really nervous.
I give him a fidget.
Oh, sweet.
Like something squishy. Like I grab some of the lichen.
Okay.
And I turn it into like a stress ball. I don't know. Or like a rope or something, you know. Or I like the springy one. Or
you could make like you could do like the lichen and then maybe use like some fabric to like make a little stress ball, like you said, like sew it.
So I'll like,
or like paint it, paint around it.
Maybe like does he have like a sash or something, like fabric cloth hanging from him? I rip a little bit of that off and I grab like some hardened lichen and like I have a fidget that's like a net. Like a netting, like plastic netting with a marble on the inside.
Okay.
So it's just like you can squeeze it and do different things like that. So
squish
like
around.
Maybe like a rock with the and that he can squish and move the rock around.
Okay. Yeah. He's like, okay, thanks. And he just starts squishing it.
When you get nervous, play with that.
He starts playing.
You got it
immediately.
And I just like high five heroism.
Yes. Okay. You guys are ready. You guys will have to head out and kind of go around. So Dart will start leading you to meet this
rock dragon.
We were in a cave.
Fighting an ooze.
And then we saw a rock. But it wasn't a rock.
No.
It was a rock dragon!
I touched a dragon's butt.
You did.
No butts are safe from Dart.
And it didn't murder me. I also kind of wish the dragon's name had been something like Charlena Therax or something.
Sure, lady, you've gotten so big.
Oh my god.
You are not Donkey from Shrek.
Yeah.